Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, it is showtime. Hi, guys. Bit chilly here, as, while I do have hot water now, after 2 days of not, the internal heat hasn't caught up yet, so I'm still a bit on the chilly side. But regardless, I will bring you not the stream you deserve, but the stream you get. We will roll randomly for a race for the Keyfarm. 19 is Asura. Male, even. Females are odd. 2, no. Class, not much. 6, Ranger. Ranger danger. We will randomize this. Angry looking fellow. But I like my Asura short. The pet, well, I mean, ideally the Drake is probably the best, but we're gonna roll. It is a 15, that's the Drake. Ferocity, because it's easiest to remember. College, 14. That'll be Dynamics. I don't remember which quest line that is. First invention was 8. The Atmospheric Converter. The Infinity Ball has the coolest story if you're ever playing through an Asura character. And my advisor, 18, Zynga. Not to be confused with the scamware, crappy-ass game company. Mr. Zynga taught me that the best form of magic is good old-fashioned luck. She liked to say planning ahead is for ninnies who think they can predict every possible outcome. The future is mutable. Go with the flow. Yep. Going with that. Lens lock and load. Good evening, Lone Star Wolf.
I am Asura. I personified genius.
Well, I'm not an Asura, but I'm pretty smart.
My ancestors were driven from the
Okay,
heart
you
of
used
the
to be
earth,
pretty smart. I'm getting
forced
dumb.
to live in this bright, wide world. Of course, we've excelled. We exceed expectations in everything we do. With Golem and Gate and Arcane Crystal, we have asserted our supremacy in this land and made it our own. We will not move another inch.
I mean, we
Not for
tortured a few
dragons,
Sylvari.
Not for anyone.
Well, and actually kind of a lot of them. And then lots of other people. It's fine, though. Science.
The eternal alchemy is a fluid contrivance, ever evolving, ever fluctuating.
Pardon the yawn. I seem to be doing a lot of that today.
I believe in
For
the
whatever
power
reason.
of transformation. I belong to the College of Dynamics.
It's not because I find you boring. Maybe it's because I find me boring.
Dynamics crews thrive on permutation. We're always advancing, morphing into something new.
That's me for sure.
I'm the lever, and my excellent crew is the fulcrum. Together we will move the world. We will force reason from chaos.
Okay. Not gonna happen, but K.
I've just been informed that defective golems, not mine of course, are causing havoc out in the jungle.
Well, let's head out and kick some golem butt. Oh, I have logged in. I have gotten mail. A ring.
This is what comes from sloppy. You there? Get over here and fix this.
I'm fixing it. Don't worry. I've got this under complete control.
Good tidings, citizen. Looking for something? It's not me, is it?
And again with the yawns, man. I think, sadly, there are going to be a lot of those tonight. I don't know why. Still a bit chilly. Waiting for the new water heater.
All sorts of wrong happening over there. Maybe needed.
Mechanics, mechanisms to kick off and make things warmer.
Look, Snaff's footnote has joined our little party. And she brought friends.
My place
Teo? Oh,
has water heater, provides
oh,
not only hot
spare
water
my
but
tender feelings.
hot air
It's true.
for
I'm
warming
not dangerous.
my unit.
But these golems
condo.
are. Here, let them show you
And
what
2
dangerous
days
really means.
without any heat means it's cold, and we've got the water heater working again. It's producing hot water, but it's not yet producing much in the way of hot air. So I have to provide the hot air. Now, fortunately, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, where the cold weather has meant that the place has been 62 inside. So, uncomfortable, but not like life-threatening or anything.
Error. Activation sequence aborted. Error.
You're looking a little wobbly, dear. Did that scramble your brain?
I did forget to make coffee, though. You're actually completely right.
Looks like the guest of honor has arrived. Let's take it down.
Well, it shouldn't be needed, because theoretically, once everything's back to full operating normalcy, everything should be fine.
You're looking a little wobbly, dear. Did that scramble your brainwaves?
Aha! I evaded the ground bash. And start his rotating, shooting circle of death.
Is that all you got? I've made sturdier golems in my sleep. Yeah, scratch.
And we
one
have
to the
defeated
skull.
it.
Fine. We'll be back. Let's see how you like it when someone kills your masterpiece.
Hey, it's you again. I see you survived with your epidermis intact.
Of course. It takes more than a giant rampaging inquest golem to get the better of me.
True.
Modest, too. Well, you've earned a dash of praise, if you ask me. The crews around the city would kill for the assistance of an inventor with your talents. You should ask around. Make yourself invaluable.
But I'm already invaluable. I'm an Asura.
Easy.
Did you
create
get the
magnet
memo?
field items that soak up spilled magic and then transport themselves to disposal sites.
The adventure guide.
Instead,
We have another
use
level.
amplificators that render the magic ineffective. Brilliant. Hold on, I need to write this down.
Feel yawn coming on again. Oh my god.
Welcome to Metrica.
Yeah. But we are actually heading for some low temperatures, at least for the Bay Area. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or the day after. The high temperature is going to be 47, and the low will be like 34. Those are very low temperatures for the Bay Area. I know most of the rest of the country would sneer at that.
It can't be that bad. Genius turned evil is still genius.
We'll let them use the control panel. We'll get to the toolbox. Yay. Wait. Heart. Wait. And the required reference to Papa's got a brand new bag. Went out in November. New one's 13K. Yeah, if I need to replace it, this was about $850 to replace basically the pilot and the control unit for it. But if I have to replace the whole thing, I'm looking at about $6,000.
I knew I could do it.
Another level? Oh, they shouldn't have. Yes, they should have. I mean, mine is a high efficiency unit, and it's meant to both have function as the hot water and also as the heat source for what amounts to acting as a furnace. The last one was replaced after 16 years ago. So I've had this is the third one the second time I've had problems. First one was leaking, and basically if they're leaking, it's no joy. You have to replace it. But this one was sound, it just the pilot and control unit had burned out, and the control unit was no longer made to support it. So basically that had to be swapped out too. I mean, not really a surprise that a 32-year-old product is not completely supported any longer.
Trust your instincts. Sign up with the inquest today.
Do you desire unrivaled power?
Zero tolerance. I have an amazing opportunity that you cannot pass up.
There are certain things in life where all we want is just for them to work. For me anyway,
Excelsior.
my car, I just want it to work. I don't need it to do anything special, just function. My computer, I just want it to work. I don't need all the bells and whistles at ridiculous levels.
Everything has a place in the eternal alchemy.
I just need it to function. I can handle most of the rest on my own.
Your road to greatness.
And I would say the water heater falls in the, yeah, I really don't want to mess around with this. Can it just function, please? Especially because in my case, it's dual purpose.
Speak with me if you're interested.
But I do agree that 13K sounds like a lot to me. In there. Put that one in there. put away the energy before. We did, and heart complete. Yay. 35 years old, just the compressor went out. Refrigerant was so old, it also had to be replaced. Oh, yeah, AC. Yeah, I don't know enough about AC. I couldn't even comment on that cogently. I mean, I have it. I've never had a problem with it. Yet. The house is kind of old. The condo. I am original resident, but it is 32 years now. New refrigerants are flammable and require sensors to detect leaks and fires. Oh, lovely. Hey, another level. They'll take the great sword. It's not all that great. The inquest. It's always the inquest. Another heart complete. Another achieve for the. Oops. Well. Sure, I'll res him. I'm just a nice guy. I believe in bringing new life to golems.
Target destroyed.
Always be loyal to your crew.
Sell the junk.
Goodbye.
And we have another yawn coming. Man. There's a POI. I have to have it. Simply must. The event is up. And I res a technician in time. Stop puking at me and stuff. It's rude. Alright, don't get yourself killed, technician guy. Can we get another one up in time? Probably not. I expect this technician's probably going to get himself nuked again, but hey. Working on resing him.
Time itself is faster.
Get up, you lazy lump.
More accolades.
And yes, they both died. And it's awake again. Okay, fine. The brown oozes must die. I get the picture.
My genius mind never fails.
Another level.
Excelsior.
Give me a blue key card. Green, blue. Green, blue. One more do. It be blue. That's another heart complete. We are going to get ourselves a new pair of boots.
I knew I'd achieve this.
We have completed the task at hand.
Now, we'll see if I can manage to figure out how to randomly change the appearance of my clothing. They've disabled stuff that, because the new wardrobe system is such a clusterfuck. They have disabled some functions. Or at least, I think they removed the cost of functions. So we'll save that and we'll apply to equipment. Okay, that worked. I think they temporarily have removed the cost while they try and figure out how to fix what they fucked up. Inquest. It's always the inquest.
Have you brought trade?
Going on adding and edit what I'm currently wearing tab. Yeah, they're going to add basically a what I'm wearing tab. And that'll fix a lot of the problems, certainly. But all of the problems are of their own making. There are some pretty simple metrics that can be applied. If you have to have a video blog about the new system, and then you release the system, and then a day or two later you release a FAQ because your system is busted, and then a week after that you announce the 3-month plan to fix everything you just broke, you have fucked up. Now, I've noted before, and I will note it again, that the base function they've added is very good. The implementation to use the base function is dreadful. The base function is essentially this. The fashion template, you see there's the icons of the gear you're using, the dyes that are associated, and you can copy the wardrobe template. The entire template is a series of like, I don't know, 40 or 50 characters. Basically, it's just a string. Characters, numbers, that kind of thing. And that describes the whole thing. And you can cut and paste it. You can look at it. That's the core of the system that they've implemented. And it's solid. It's very good. But the rest of the user interface and user experience is dreadful.
Recognition.
And that's the problem. The UI UX experience is so bad. We have a new chest piece. We will continue with, even though I do like this appalling hunter safe color scheme. I'm going to continue to let's see, randomize the dies, save, light equipment. It's a gimmick, but it's a gimmick I'm going to keep using. I succeeded at something. 10 points? 10 points for Gryffindor! Actually, I'm probably more of a Ravenclaw. So the base core of the system is fine. It's elegant, well-engineered, well-designed, and well thought out. The problem is the user interface and user experience is just inexplicably awful.
Hiya.
And that's what blows my mind.
More stuff.
And the sort of the really disappointing part is that it seems like they were surprised at the reaction.
Grit, I'm hit.
Like everyone sat around the table and said, yeah, this is good. When the player base, I would say in volume, overreacted. In numbers, they did not overreact. That most of the people were unhappy means that you utterly failed. And you failed not only in your design, but more importantly, you failed to understand the game that the people are playing in a fundamental way. If this surprised you, you are the problem. Now, was it overstated? Yes. You know, people talking about, I'm going to rage quit over this. That's just hyperbolic. But it was bad and dumb. It was a self-own and an unnecessary self.
Stop.
And normally I like doing the Script IQ test and voice acting the script part, but I just don't have the energy today.
Grit, I'm hit.
Another heart complete. Yay me.
Interested in a study on Sprit intelligence? The Brill Alliance crew needs you.
We can sell some crap to the heart vendor.
Everything has a place in the eternal alchemy.
Everything has a place in the eternal alchemy. I'm a little cold. As the new heating function in my house isn't quite up to snuff yet here in my condo. I've had no heat or hot water for a couple of days. We have the hot water back. Now I'm just waiting for the heat to kick in. Now, that may sound terrible. It's just been uncomfortable. I'm in a place that's not particularly awful weather. I mean, when I woke up today, temperature in my place was 62 degrees. Which is chilly. But with no heat for 2 days, there are places in the country where that would be dead. I'm in the Silicon Valley, San Francisco, greater San Francisco Bay Area. I mean, there are places in this country, and certainly in other countries, where right now, 2 days without heat, and you're dead. 2 days without heat, and I was mildly uncomfortable. Ah, to watch the Warriors. Was that in San Francisco or the olden days in the Oakland Coliseum? Because I haven't been to the new stadium or the new arena in San Francisco. But a lot of my ill-spent youth, my junior high school to high school days, I could look out the front window and see the Oakland Coliseum. Yep, Oracle. It's supposed to be really nice, the new one. I never went to the old indoor Coliseum very often. A couple of Warriors games. Concerts. Saw a fair number of concerts there. And there used to be a professional world team tennis team at the Coliseum. My brother was a ball boy, and I even did a ball boy stint one evening when they needed another person. Hockey actually would be my major interest. I had season tickets for the first few seasons in San Jose of the Sharks. Their first 2 years, they were their home games were played in South San Francisco in the Cow Palace, and I only went there once for the first ever home game in the Cow Palace. And then season tickets for the first few years, they were in San Jose. Yeah, a little unusual. I'm a Bay Area native, and I've been a fan of hockey since I was a kid. Alright, this should be the last of the oozes we need to kill. There we go. Heart complete. Level complete. Ding 10. All kinds of things complete. I have been playing Guild Wars 2 since the first publicly available beta. If you bought the game, you could get beta access early, and I bought the beta, or bought my way into the beta as soon as it was available. And then obviously there was a head start, a 3-day head start if memory serves, and I started then. My main character was created seconds after the servers came up.
My duties are more technical than physical.
So about as long, but certainly not hours-wise as long as some people. I have over 5,000 hours in the game, but there are people with just absolutely insane numbers of hours in the game. But I have a history with playing a lot of MMOs. I have over 6,000 hours in WoW and over 6,000 hours in Lord of the Rings Online. Started in August. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. For a long time, we Guild Wars 2 players, someone would say, "What are you playing?" We'd say Guild Wars 2. People would say, "I thought that game was dead." And so for a long time, we always felt like the poor relative. So the community has always been very, very welcoming to new players because we always felt sort of left out from the cool kids. Sometimes they've been a little bit too friendly. I've described it as aggressively helpful. My favorite, I actually have several answers for this. I've been asked a number of times. The one I've played the most is WoW. Yeah, one of the things it does is because of the fear of missing out is much lower because it doesn't have the continual additional levels, additional power kind of grind. Now, that grind is fun too in its own way, but it's always nice to not have to worry about your Guild Wars 2 character being up to date. The first MMO I ever played that I got into it all was Anarchy Online. The first MMO that ever I got obsessed with was Star Wars Galaxies. I have the most time in WoW, but if I could only play one MMO for the rest of my life, I would choose Guild Wars 2 exactly for what you just described. It respects your time and the fact that, it's not a second job.
How about now, my little long-eared cherub? Is it working now?
Not at all. And find another endearment. Cherubs are fat baby humans with freakish wings.
Yep, the ability to come back.
I just didn't know you knew.
It sounds like an insult, but I would describe Guild Wars 2 as the best second game in the world. You want to play something else for a while? You play a month, 6 weeks, 6 months. Want to come back? Guess what? You're pretty much where you were. Maybe there's some more new content, but the game hasn't left you behind while you were gone.
Panic time!
And I play a lot of other games
impressive
too.
Golem isn't working. The judges are waiting. It functioned perfectly back in the lab. I'm at a loss. Having the best pilot and the best pilot Golem interface won't matter if it just stands there. I was sure we'd win. Snaff was a Golemancer after all.
Let me take a look. I know this baby like the schematics were tattooed on the inside of my eyelids. Every time I blink, it's a review session.
Yep, we'll
Well,
come
there's
back
your
when you're bored.
problem. The MIG's
Guild Wars 2
capacitors
is
are
waiting
missing.
for you.
Someone forgot to put
The
them
only
in.
thing that may have happened, there may be some minor changes.
That's your job,
and there may be
Kaz.
new content.
I pilot, you maintain. It's a good thing I love you so much. Because I love you a little less each time your scatterbrain sets us back.
I love you too, my dulcet-toned honey viper. But I put the capacitors in. Someone must have swiped them, because I would not forget. Not after your last cheerful chastisement.
Pitch woo on your own time. We must have left the capacitors in the Hydron Unit Lab staging area. Hurry! Retrieve those capacitors at once!
I'll retrieve them, but
Heard of Snaff, but I still don't get why he gets a whole prize named after him.
Because he was one of the greatest geniuses.
the
who ever
inquest
lived.
is there.
Empty-headed
Of
calculus.
course they are.
He revolutionized Golomancy. He blazed
Hey! Stop right there, you pusillanimous pinheads! That's our stuff!
Was your stuff. Now it's ours. But don't worry, we'll leave you a beating in exchange.
How about some more arrows?
What in the name of the eternal alchemy is going on here?
EOD Saga package and Soto, and don't even think you finished anything. You're only Living World Season 4. Living World Season 4 in a lot of ways is considered to be
Now, what's going
the
on
best storytelling
These
they've ever
Inquest
done.
poltroons snuck into
you
our
can
work
certainly make the
area,
argument
sabotaged
for
our
gameplay.
massively impressive golem, and stole our equipment.
Calumny and slander! We were called in to consult on a SNAF prize entry, and when we did, this blackguard attacked us.
Now, things get heated when a prize is on the line. Let's all just calm down, count to 10, and get back to work. No harm done, eh?
No harm done? They vandalized our workspace, and our MiG.
That is a serious accusation. On behalf of the Arcane Council, I suggest you file a complaint after the contest is over. Off you go now. Off!
Enjoy those capacitors.
I was thinking about joining the Inquest. They never let morality get in the way of progress.
I'll install them.
They'd
and
never
we'll be
take
ready
you.
to go.
You know what morality means.
Hey, you fixed it! Nice work. Now we can show off our improved Golem to Pilot interface. It's not as splashy as some entries, but it's revolutionary. The Snap
Yeah, I do
Prize is
regularly
as good
stream.
as ours.
5 or 6 days a week,
They're waiting now.
most time.
So get out there.
At about this
and
time,
strut
start about
our
5 p.m.
stuff.
Pacific. Usually go for 2 or 3 hours. Also,
Out of
occasionally,
my way.
lately I've been
Got the prize to
playing
win.
Sunday
Behold,
evenings at 8
a
p.m.
revolutionary
Pacific.
leap forward
I'm part of
in
a
Golem
new
to
raid
Pilot
group
interfacing. The
that has
massively
a
impressive
number
Golem.
of
The biomagical psionic
better
mind
known
is
and way
two-way,
cooler Guild Wars 2
instantaneous,
streamers
and
than myself.
uninterruptible. Our pilot doesn't even
Iron
need
Maiden,
hands. She just has to think. and the
Malcolmus
Golem
TV,
responds.
Engelbert
No
Meow,
more specialized training or hours of
Madigan,
practice. Just hop in, think,
Praying
away you
Mantis,
go.
Jukebox.
Very impressive. How did you handle the problem of feedback? Every time I've tried something similar, the pilot's brain got fried.
So that was last night. I did not stream that. Wasn't feeling up to it.
The user's mind safe from harm.
Well, it's not as eye-catching as Teo's floating Griswhirl, but your MiG is quite impressive.
I've seen enough.
And occasionally,
Counselor.
when there's
Our
an
choice
event
is clear.
ongoing, like
The
say
invention
the
that best embodies
launch of
SNAF's
a new
legacy
league
is the
in
College of Dynamics
Path of Exile,
I
or
quite
Last
agree.
Epoch,
Seamless integration
I may-
of machine
I'll
and
start
user
early
has
and
been an
stream
unachievable
an
goal.
extended
until
time over
now.
the course of a weekend.
Well done. As far as I know, only the Inquest has ever had any
last time I
success.
did that, I think, was they had a
have to
big patch
brutalize
for
sentient beings to achieve
Chapter
it.
3 in Dune Awakened.
That was the
I
most
streamed
difficult
that
challenge we
a good
faced.
amount.
False modesty aside, our work here represents a quantum leap forward in Golomancy.
Which is why, on behalf of the judges, I'm pleased to award Ronk's crew the SNAF Prize. Let's all... By the eternal alchemy, what's that thing doing now?
Kronk, we have a problem.
Something's definitely wrong in there. Doctor, what's going on?
Dox has gone crazy. Well, her and the Golem interface has gone crazy.
It's not responding. It's malfunction. I mean, error. Arg! What's happening?
So the winning entry was a crazed counselor killing golem. Well, if we disqualified every potentially lethal entry, there'd be no contestants left.
But the MiG was sabotaged. Our entry was tampered with. I don't know why, but the inquest...
Love for gaming won't
Stop
go away as
right
you age as
there.
well. Starting to get
Every
tired now
time
with
a
all these
stasis
things
servo
happening
slips a gear, people blame inquest
in life, but
saboteurs.
still come back to the game from time
I'm
to
sick
time.
of
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
You just took the
you have to
SNAF
find
prize.
a method
Learn to
of
win gracefully.
keeping yourself
Instead of finding
engaged in
scapegoats
something.
for your own
It's
inadequacy,
too easy to sit and
you
dwell
should be
on
tracking down and
everything.
dismantling that amok golem you unleashed.
You don't really need to escape, but
And when you do, I'd
you
love
do
the chance to
need
study it.
release valves.
Impressive work. Right on up to the point it
And
started
games can
smashing
do
things
that.
at random.
That will soon be rectified. Back to the lab, crew. We can track the MiG from there. With a bit of luck,
Pardon the yawns.
stop it before it does any serious damage.
Doodly doopy doot doot.
Completion leads to satisfaction.
New gloves. Papa's got a brand new bag. Boots I can't wear. Pants I can't wear. Sword I could use. 192. It's slightly better.
Threshold achieved.
Let's see what we're going to do. Hope to watch my stream again soon. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. What do we want? Sick'em is always fun. Straightforward. I think we also got new gloves, right? Yes, we did. Oh, so we want that. There we go. Wardrobe, yes. Now here's where I'm confused. See, if I click on dyes, the gloves entirely disappear. So if we're over here, you can see we've got these big-ass gloves. Come here, I put on the new ones. Apply to equipment change? Does that do it? And I click on dyes to see the dyes. Okay, and they do show up now. All right. Apply on equipment change. That's not informative. But I'm not seeing any dyes for the gloves. So, are we going to get new dye color on the gloves or not? I have no idea. No. No, we are not. This is a perfect example of why the new system is garbage. It's just completely terrible. First, the gloves didn't appear, and then when I made them appear, the dye function didn't work. Why? I have no idea. How can I dye these gloves? I have no idea. That right there is more than enough reason as to why this is a disastrously terrible fucking piece of design. It's so dumb and bad.
Code 42, notified technician.
I honestly have no idea what I am supposed to do. This doesn't even make the gloves appear now.
Code 42, notified technician.
And now the gloves appear. But I can't dye them. They don't apparently have dye channels. Despite the fact you can dye them. I know because I've done it. You would think there's got to be a way. As far as the template is concerned, I'm not wearing gloves. I don't understand. how they think this is acceptable. I'm wearing the gloves. Select the same skin in the wardrobe. All right, we'll try that. I'm willing to try that. Back to wardrobe.
Resume normal functioning.
And now it suddenly thinks I'm not wearing any equipment at all because I'm in the dies panel. You cannot be fucking serious. There's the mounts. It's not on the wrong tab. I click here, I click wardrobe, and it took me to dies. Okay, so the glove is this skin. I have to give it a skin? It doesn't import the skin automatically? Are you fucking with me? Wow. Just wow. Yeah, every time I use it, it just gets worse. Yeah, it is fixed. But it's like guesswork, trying to figure out what it is they want. I mean, no offense. I thought your suggestion was kind of dumb. It's right, but I thought it was kind of dumb. Evidently, I'm kind of dumb. Your suggestion was the answer. Maybe my question was dumb.
Hey, you're just in time. Kronk's got us all set up. Well, mostly.
They sat around a table and said this was good enough to ship. That is a follow by I'm gonna give it my best shot. Griffney Joe? I hope that's correct. I know, well, magnifying lens is pretty easy to get correct, but I know when my real name people get wrong. It just makes me grit my teeth. I do have a spiel. Here it comes. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Going to code a Blish HUD add-on to manage wardrobe using the new copy to text function. It's okay? I do try. Oh my god, this one. All right. I actually have to pay attention here. Pardon me.
Before we proceed, I want to make it clear. We won the SNAF prize, but we can't decide who gets the SNAF Savant title until we recover Doxa and the MiG. Now then, I just finished calibrating my etheric harmonizer for the tracking device in the MiG. Once we activate it, it'll pinpoint Doxa's location.
Then what are we waiting for? I mean, please, sir, let's activate it right away. I'm worried about Doxa.
I can see that, but I'm worried that your personal concerns are distracting you. The startup sequence is more complicated than flipping a switch, you know. Ergo, I want you on the harmonizer core to make sure the apparatus doesn't overload while your crewmate here fires it up.
Consider it done, sir. Kaz isn't the only one who needs Doxa back. She's funny, and without her, our productivity has dropped by 43%.
We'll begin the initiation sequence. Note which console fires in what order, then repeat the sequence by interacting with the consoles.
Right. I'm ready. Ronk, activate the device.
basic motor function and eye-hand coordination down. Now,
Middle, left, right. Middle, left, right. Left, right, middle, left. Left, right, middle, left. Middle, left, middle, left, right. Middle, left, middle, left, right.
brace yourself. This last one is going to knock you flat.
Middle, left, right, right, left, middle. Middle, left, right, right, left.
It's working.
The brain kind of still works occasionally
Signal appears to be
in,
close.
in small doses.
The signal is moving. In fact, it's getting closer. In fact, it's headed right for us. Wait, this can't be right. It says the signal is coming from right behind that wall.
Access granted.
Doxa! Well, kind of.
Entity not found. Searching. Entity not found. Searching.
Hey, you hit my Drake.
Negative.
Who do you think you are? Kendrick Lamar? Oh, the old man can occasionally drop a relatively current events gag into the stream.
Entity detected. Close proximity. Query. Has.
Did you hear that? Doxa was in there calling for me. But why was she so out of control, so destructive?
Her mind has been fused with the MiG's command protocols. She's confused, in pain, and struggling to adjust to a whole new consciousness. I'd say that's also why she went berserk at the demonstration. The initial shock must have been painful. I hate to say it, but getting her out will be tricky.
A definite understatement. I've reviewed reams of recovered inquest records, and according to them, no one has ever been unfused from a golem. I'm sorry, Kaz, but Doxa may already be dead.
No!
Those words you heard could just be echoes of her former self.
Don't panic yet. Zoja is the foremost authority on golems in the world, and she already stated her interest in the MiG. If anyone can help, it's her.
Perhaps there's hope, then. I know Zoja's doing some work at the Incom Optics lab outside the city. You'd better follow up with her in person.
I will follow up with her.
I'm ready.
In person.
Please, for Doxa's sake, let's talk to Zoja right away.
Better greatsword. Better aqua breather. Gloves I can't use. Boots I can't use.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
And out we go. Like that, we're off. And like that, we're back in.
Let's get inside. Zoja is waiting, and Doxa needs her help.
And we are about to get attacked by a bunch of golems. I just had a premonition.
We're set to go. I've cleared the lab so we'll have the space and privacy we need, and also so no random observers get killed. I'd love to solve this problem for you. The MiG is so promising. Almost up to SNAF standards. Sorry, back to business. Diagnostic examination. This lab is the perfect place to run a full battery of tests. There's good equipment here, and more importantly, it's not mine, so I won't care if it gets destroyed.
I'm not entirely sure about this. Will the process hurt?
Of course not. Golems don't feel. Well, they don't usually feel pain. This may be a special case, though. We'll just have to forge ahead. I suppose we could ask the Inquest. They do fusions like this all the time, usually with people they don't like, which is a pretty long list.
No thanks. We set out to find an alternative to the Inquest method. We don't need more data on sacrificing sentient beings to improve golem control.
A wise decision. Now let's sort out this Doxa situation.
Control panel.
Entity under consideration.
Greetings,
Error.
lizards.
Recognition
My schedule
failure.
is absolutely packed, or else I'd be there to murder you in person.
Well, the walking joke is making jokes. Tell me, Teo, how did you access these systems?
We're the Inquest. We can do anything we want to with no-talent pikers like you. But I'm not virtually
She's sweet.
here to banter.
Teo.
Minions, bring the MiG back to the funhouse. And just to cement the fact that all your golems belong to us. Golems, initiate security override 27. Authorization code, Zoja is a fink. Get her!
New command protocols accepted.
Bitty, 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 bitty.
Application installed. Installation canceled. Warning. Initiating security response to danger.
It's me. Big stinky bot.
Standard operating protocol resuming.
Second verse. Same as the first.
We heal as one.
Directive 2. Destroy.
Heal as one.
Directive 3. Uphold the goal. Inquest. Directive 4. Classified.
We have destroyed the Stab-O. Totally insane. Go.
I'd like to lodge a formal complaint, Zoja. The examination prospectus you provided never mentioned explosions, fires, or hacked golems.
Better get used to it. All that's just a prelude to what's in store if we keep crossing paths with the Inquest.
Which we will, because Teo clearly wants the MiG, and we want their know-how on fusing sentient souls to golems.
Will that help? I mean, Doxa seems calm enough now, so she's adjusting to her new situation. Inquest machinery could just drive her mad again.
That's a risk we have to take. If we don't separate her soon, she won't be Doxa anymore. We need to access the Inquest lab known as the Funhouse. The Inquest's data, combined with my expertise, gives us a chance. A statistically small chance, but that's better than what she has if we do nothing.
All right then, let's head to the funhouse. Though somehow I doubt it'll be much fun for anyone involved.
Doodly doopy doo doo. level. Go me. Like that. Alright, we put this on. Let's see if this works the way I think it's supposed to. Alright, we have apply on equipment change. So I change this. It should change the appearance here. I shouldn't have to select, but I think I'm probably going to have to. It didn't change it. Despite applying on equipment change, it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. I thought all these transmutation charges were supposed to have been removed while they fixed this system. Unfucking believable. So but it's not showing the one I'm currently wearing. Is that correct? It's now showing this as not as the one it actually is. This system is so fucking just catastrophically broken in every fucking way imaginable. It costs me a transmutation charge to make it look like what I'm actually wearing. It's just unfucking believable. And now it doesn't even change the thing that I am. Oh my God. But if I randomize skins? I thought that was going to be free too, but I guess not. ArenaNet, that it is... Oh, I clicked on it again. It just blows my mind that they thought that this was in any way acceptable. I'm beyond confused. Not that it's so bad, but that they thought that they could release it and people would accept it. And the fact of the matter is even if I am not seeing the quick, easy, simple answer, I'm an experienced user of this game. As are pretty much everyone else who's complaining about it. The problem isn't with us. Their user interface and user experience engineering on this is an absolute disaster. That's not the right way. Now, I'm normally not one to overreact. That's not true. I do overreact. But I'm not usually one to call for a drastic action be taken. But whoever thought that this was ready to ship cannot be in the critical path for those decisions anymore.
Is this the place? Lead the way. I just hope we find
Because
the
either
device
they
in
knew
time to
this was
save
an
Doxa.
incredible, just disastrous implementation, in which case they okayed it, or they didn't know, in which case they shouldn't be in that position. They should not be in a position that has the authority to make these decisions. Because they're obviously not qualified. Now, if a whole bunch of people were sitting around that table and they all agreed, well, things are worse than I thought. That's my problem. It isn't that a bad decision got made somewhere. It's that it didn't get caught. Did they really think this was an acceptable system? Or did they knowingly ship junk?
I'm nigh invincible. Vacate these premises.
Look at this place. This is genius unbound by morality, with a heaping helping of jerk.
And it's going to be, I think, the next content patch, so 3 months before we get the actual simple fix to this. Which is basically a tab for what you're currently wearing that allows you to make changes specifically to that, which is, for the most part, that's what we wanted. Now, sort of the explanation I have found that seems to describe the actual situation best, the situation as it currently is that the templates, the fashion templates, are basically like stamps.
Smash those generators and bring
That you
it
can
down.
stamp onto what you're currently wearing. So you maybe you have tabs for every festival, something like that. And hey, festival time, I'll just stamp myself with regardless of what I'm wearing, I'll stamp myself with the current seasonal thing, Super Adventure Box, whatever, Halloween. But most people, that's not a function they need. What they want is a function to fiddle with what they've got right now. The stamping system is great while you're leveling, in that you can have a cool look the whole way up, but most people in the game, that's not a huge issue. Oh, I have to destroy these things, don't I?
Now we'll see how much pain you can stand.
Let's drop that on a couple of them. Me kill tiny needle poke men. That seems like a perfectly reasonable response.
Defensive protocols.
For an that's a remarkably enlightened response.
Watch out! That power surge woke those experiments up.
Where'd everybody else, all these guys come from?
Now we'll see how much pain you can stand.
Vacate these premises. The barrier's down. Let's go.
That's right, yanks their souls out of their bodies and puts them into golems. I'm beginning to think maybe these guys work for Palantir.
I'm nigh invincible.
That's what the inquest is, they're Palantir.
Wait, this won't work. You saw the lab full of failures in there. The inquest golems were out of control, dangerous, more golem than pilot. I think this recursive feedback device only fuses people to golems. I don't think it can extract a person from one.
Can we repurpose it? Make it do what we want? If we do nothing, we could lose her entirely. We have to try.
That may kill her anyway. There is another option. We use the inquest device to put me inside another golem. Then at least Doxa and I can be together.
That's crazy. You could both die or have your personalities totally subsumed. Then you just watch helplessly as your golem bodies go bonkers.
It's worth it. For her. She's everything to me. Listen, I know I'm not thinking clearly here. You're our friend.
Nope, we're going
our
to get her out
crewmate,
of there.
And I trust you.
For a change.
I need
Normally,
your
I
input.
just
Should we try
turn
to
him into a
extract
bot too, and they
Doxa
end up two
maybe
happy
kill her,
golems together.
or fuse me with a golem and maybe kill us both?
You see, the thing is if they had just left the die panel here for equipment as well, 90% of these problems wouldn't be a problem. Why they felt they had to move it completely into this system, I just don't. Oh, he's all the way out there. Kaz, what are you doing all the way out there? We've been in here fighting. Yeah, I know we will, but why they chose to remove it? We're extracting Doxa. Doodly doopy doo doo.
We're done here. Let's get back to the lab and see if we can perform a golemectomy.
Technically, it's a doxa-ectomy, because we're removing her from... Oh, never mind. I just want her safe.
Don't be so glum. If the
Spear
inquest shows up, we can all die,
staff.
and then it won't matter.
Modern UI development in a nutshell, rebuilding things that aren't broken. I would agree. Yeah. Also, minimalism. One of my big problems with it is minimalism. It's as if they're forgetting the primary function of UI elements is to communicate. A good icon is a very useful information delivery system. What's even better, in almost every case, is a good icon and a word. But they all seem to want to remove the word now. Now, I can understand in the limited visual space of a mobile device. I disagree, but I can understand. But when you get modern games on a PC where they have that kind of lack of functionality, they expect you to understand the icon. And that's, if it works, it's fine, but it doesn't always work. And that kind of minimalism seems to have taken over UI design. Where they forget that, you know, words can be better. We back in town? We are. An icon and a word is a much higher hit rate of communicating correctly than just an icon. There was an icon, I think it was Marvel Rivals on their web page. What it looked like was a bar chart. You know, a little bar chart, a bar, bigger bar, a smaller bar, a bigger bar, right? So I asked my computer savvy friends what they thought that icon was. It turns out what it was is it was the mute button for the web page. Because it had, you know, this triumphant music for Marvel Rivals. And what that was supposed to represent, that icon, is a graphic equalizer. Your average web user has never seen and has no idea what a graphic equalizer is. If you're unaware, it's you would see like a bank of little sliders. A lot of times they'd be in a little curve, and that's emphasizing the sound in the various wavelengths or channels. And that's a graphic equalizer, and that is sound. It's a terrible icon for a mute button, where the standard of a speaker with a slash through it. most people are going to understand because they've seen that thousands of times. A graphic equalizer, most of them don't know what it is and wouldn't assume that that was a mute button. Back to the lab.
Would you listen to yourself? There is no way the etheric filtering could process that much energy.
UI elements are supposed to convey what their purpose is with their visual representation. Yep.
I hear someone's trying to improve on a surrogate.
And when it's done very well, you really don't need anything more than the icon. But the word and an icon, a little bit of extra information is almost never going to hurt. And not having it can absolutely destroy the function. The communicative function. There was a game, and I think it has a mobile implementation, so it's easy for me to blame this on mobile. I think it was Astroneer, where the icons had no words and they had no mouse over. So if you put the mouse over, you didn't get a pop-up telling you what it was. And so there were, I don't know, like a half a dozen, and I'd figured out most of them, but there was one. No idea, zero idea what it did. Still don't know, because when I clicked on it, literally nothing happened. I got a sound feedback of the click, but nothing on the screen happened that I could see. I will go to my grave not knowing what that button did. Yeah, space exploration game. I was okay with it, but the UI killed it for me. Because it wasn't clear most of the time, and that particular button, no idea. It did nothing other than make a click when you clicked on it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a good game. I think it is a very well reviewed game. I thought it was okay, but not especially good in the genre.
Yes, my simulations result in an 86% probability.
But I went bonkers trying to figure out what the UI was doing half the time.
They don't care about their test subjects, and they focus on fusing rather than unfusing. Still, 86% is nothing to sneeze at. The modifications we made should do the trick.
It's time to test that theory. We're ready to start the extraction process. All we need to do is throw the switch and activate the extractor.
Yeah, the game certainly didn't seem bad to me, but the UI made it unusable. Made it for me at least, made it unplayable. I have to activate the extraction device. I have to push the button. Original Guild Wars had a different UI compared to its successor. Very. Well, and it was a different time too. I mean,
I hear noises and see light, but what does it
UI and UX, they go through phases and developments over time. And I just think that while I understand the desire for what amounts to a minimalist aesthetic, I think they've forgotten the entire objective of the actual user interface and user experience itself. That it is about communicating function and information. Ding!
Stay focused. Don't let them interrupt the extraction
And
process.
the minimal design that you get in from the mobile world, and also you get a very different design, aesthetic, and functionality from the console world. As an example, my most played game of last year, I think, if not Guild Wars 2, was Dune Awakening. A game I really, really like a lot. But the user interface is clearly designed for console and controller, despite the fact it's not available on those platforms yet. It will be sometime this year. There is, and I've seen this function in one other place. Again, it was from a console/controller-centric design.
Docs is free. Now both she and the MiG should function properly.
It was Fallout 76.
And you, Zoja, and our crewmates.
Where because you have two, two either
Affirmative.
joypads
Loved
or
one, Kaz.
four-way
This
switches,
unit
whatever.
thanks you for your assistance.
It makes sense to have two different horizontal
I had you
sliding
going there,
menu
didn't I?
bars
I'm fine.
because you have
and my
two
sense of humor is
different,
definitely intact.
physical mechanisms for moving two separate horizontal menu
Plagiarists!
bars.
Saboteurs! That's inquest
I'll
property.
continue in a sec.
I've come to shame you into giving it back.
After we defeat Teo.
Oh, and snuff you all for stealing it.
You couldn't snuff a sputtering candle. And before I forget, plagiarists, saboteurs coming from you in the inquest? That's hilarious.
You broke into our facility to steal our research for a golem design you also stole. What would you call it?
We'd call it saving our friend. I'll answer for stealing your tech, when you answer for using it to commit atrocities.
What do you say, Teo? Shall we all go before the Arcane Council and see whose Golem Fusion project is most objectionable?
No deal. I guess I'll just have to take back what's mine and eliminate all you witnesses.
Teo?
This should be easy.
Oh, Teo, you're 2/3 dead, Teo. This isn't looking great for you. I'm so sorry. Maybe you should have a little lay down.
Well done, crew. We saved Doxa and beat the inquest at its own game. I've never been so proud. Everyone gets an extra hour for lunch tomorrow.
That's generous. Sir.
Terribly generous.
But I think Doxa and Kaz may need more time than that. They've been through a lot. Don't worry, though. I'll cover their duties.
Thanks for that. I feel like I could sleep for a year. And whenever I try to think, I still hear a metallic voice in my head that says, working.
It could be worse. If things had gone differently, you could have been reduced to a voice in the MIG's head. And then who would keep me honest?
Go on, you two. Enjoy some downtime. I'll keep things running smoothly until you're ready to return.
Before we let these lovers go, we still have to decide who gets the title Snaff Prize Savant.
That has to be
I
me.
can't see anyone objecting to it being you.
Heard of Keyfarm? You've never
You
looked
were
into what it is?
instrumental in constructing
Basically,
the MiG and in getting Doxa out of it. Any objections? No? Good. Wear your title with pride.
Give me my key.
You've earned it.
Congratulations, Savant. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Standouts like you.
Okay, you create a new character, level them up to 10, do the first chapter of the personal story, and you get a key. The Black Lion chest key you can use to open the loot box. One of the ways they make money is they put cosmetics, behind a loot box mechanic. It's not particularly unpleasant one as far as loot box mechanics go, but a lot of people not fans of that. But you can do that once a week, and so it's not unusual for a fair number of Guild Wars 2 players, and I did it for years, to create a new character, level them up to 10, do the first chapter of the story, get a key once a week. Used to be you could do it as many times as you wanted. They changed that. So once a week you can do it. I think it rolls over on Monday. Some people will use the level up books or partial level up tokens. But mostly I enjoy just sort of the casual playing through the starting experience, chatting with you fine people. For me, it's comfortable. The word cozy gets thrown around an awful lot when it comes to gaming, but for me, it's in my comfort zone that I can just relax, yap at all of you, and get a little bit of a reward at the end of the day. So we are going to deconstruct everything we can deconstruct for parts.
This is a find.
Eat the luck, and the luck, and the luck. Ooh, more luck. head downstairs. And there's the trader. That's the wrong trader, I think. That's the right one. There we go. Well, I'll show you what I will get for my hour and a half work. I come over here, the bank.
On the verge of a breakthrough.
We grab a Black Lion chest. And the keys are extremely rare drops out in the world. I think I've gotten 2 in my 5,000 plus hours of the game. So you can get the keys. You will get some of the chests. So we're guaranteed to get a Black Lion statuette and the Evan Nashblade Lucky Envelope. This item changes when there's a festival or at the end of a festival. We will get 2 common items. Good ones in here are the unlocks. There's always something to learn in this game. And since you just started, welcome to the game. We hope you enjoy it. And that is a genuine sentiment from most Guild Wars 2 players. We felt like the poor kids on the block, where people always thought our game was dead for so many years. And now it has bubbled back up in a lot of people's consciousness, and we're just happy to have more players. So welcome. I think if you check most of the Guild Wars 2 streamers, they're always welcoming. They'll be glad to offer any help they can. You have questions, we have answers. So amongst the commons here, good things are the unlocks. The die kits, if I get lucky and get a die I don't already have. The crafting mats, because I want to make more legendaries. Some things in here are less useful to me. The transmutation charges, I have 1,500. The revive orbs, I don't use very often. A 1 gold item, more useful to a new player than an old fart like me. We have a 10% chance of getting a 5th item, an uncommon or better. Current uncommons are the Everbloom set. I don't think I have any of these. It's not my personal vibe. It's not bad. The sort of sparkly, I don't know, petals. Maybe, cherry blossoms, maybe? A little bit of animation on that.
I offer the best prices around.
Also in here is the dance platform. I can't really say this is a me item. That's not a me item. The Vermilion Staff Skin, I would like that one. That's probably the one I would like most if I'm going to get one of the commons. I do tend to like the flashier stuff and the edgier stuff, so sue me. The rares will include the Necrotic Essence set. More my vibe, I have to admit. Glowing green, scary, demonic looking. Yeah, that's more my vibe. And then the super rares, which I'll never get.
All prices are non-negotiable.
Yeah, I have, because I've done this for years. And for a few years, I also, every time there was a new box, I would spend $20 on keys to support the game. So I have gone through a lot of keys over the years. So I'm going to click open. We'll get a common here, and what we're looking for and hoping for is a 5th box. And that would be an uncommon or better. That's a 10% chance. Here we go. Nope. And things I don't need. That's the negative side. Sometimes you're going to get stuff that, at least in my case, that you don't need. For a new player, revive orbs have a lot more uses. I also got a teleport to friend. Again, I have hundreds of them. Less useful.
Interested in something specific?
And this will get opened in a minute. I'm going to change characters to my festival character who's running the festival stuff. There's currently ongoing a festival. Revive orbs help in fractals when everyone is down. Well, if you've only been playing for Sorry, you're not the new player. Oh, it is new for you. Yeah, I have some on most of my characters. I seldom use them. I expect that when the game shuts down, I will have like 1,000 of them that I've ever gotten, and I probably will have used 10 because I've been saving them all for later. It's like a role-playing game where you reach the end of the game and you have 1,500 heal potions because you don't want to use them because you might need them later. Go back to character select. So if I do another, Keyfarm next week, this poor fellow will get deleted and there'll be a new one. Also, as you may guess from looking at this, I'm a bit of a player who enjoys their alts. A little bit. Just a few. Have an extra slot. Might give key farming a go. Yeah, I've certainly, I will give you, 46 is correct. I think 41 or 42 of them are at the cap. The others I need to level up. The last 3 or 4. One thing about key farming, you will, over time, develop certain of the races and starting experiences and classes can go a lot faster and easier. The quickest one to do is human commoner. So sometimes if, you just want to do it relatively quick, but you still want to do it, human commoner is the fastest. I'm not sure which is the slowest. I would say Norn.
What can I do for you?
And Asura are about the same. I would say Char is next. I think the Sylvari is the slowest.
How can I help you?
May the Six watch over you.
Oh, what a pleasant surprise.
Oh, what a pleasant surprise. Okay.
How can I help?
We'll grab this and pull this down because we're going to be using that. Let's see. I need to sell 2 items out of here. That and that. I'm selling those because I already have 1,250 in my material storage. Let's see what we need to do for our daily for the festival. Daily Lunar New Year. Complete events in Queensdale in Kryda. That would be easy enough. New Year's Fortune. Open the chest in the Celestial Challenge. Find and light 5 firecrackers. That's easy. Blessing the Celestials. Open 6 envelopes. And Lunar Racer. We're going to do Sparkling Demonstration, Lunar Racer, and Finding Fortune. I expect, I do recommend if you're going to do a key farm over time, try and do all of the races, all of the starting experiences. So, for instance, human is grew up on the streets, grew up a commoner, grew up a noble. Do all of those and see the storylines.
How's it going?
Because some of them are really interesting or hilarious. All right, 1 firecracker, 2 firecrackers. And also, I think what'll happen is you'll develop you'll find the ones you like doing, and you'll find some you may not like doing, as you would expect. 3 firecrackers. 4 firecrackers, and
Let's play a game.
I'm only here to set off the firecrackers. Don't stand there, kid. You're going to catch on fire. All right, that's 5 firecrackers set off. A lucky firecracker. Next up will be the race. The actual race is about to begin. I'm not interested in the actual race. I'm not good enough at this to even bother with the race, but I am going to watch them go flying by me as I start early. I'm going for speed. Now, I have a friend who has been involved in a contest with another friend of mine informally. For all of the races, they do this. They try to get a better time between them, and always using the Beatles, even if the Beatles aren't the best ones for the race. And my friends, whoops, I missed, are much, much better racers than I am. And so my objective is to get the gold medal, which I probably will succeed at. Their objective is to do the entire thing in like a minute and a half faster than me. I believe you can rent this mount for running the race, which will at least give you a feel for what it's like. They are incredibly good. And the thing is even though they're both incredibly good, there are people who are insane at this. Try not to hit the lamp.
Give for a good patani salad or some fresh
And go. I am not a very good beetle driver. I have tried. What'll happen is I'll hit a couple of turns in a row perfectly, and I'll start feeling like I understand what I'm doing, but I don't. See, that one was almost good. It wasn't good, but it was almost good. I'm doing okay. This is the hardest part. A lot of times people will swap mounts. For instance, if you're trying to win the race, you're going to be swapping mounts a couple of times for difficult parts like this. Two minutes 39. My friend EBM, 1 minute 38. Engelbert Meow, 1 minute 38. That was 2:21 for me. Still a gold medal by 39 seconds. 2:39. My all-time is 2:21. Hers, 1:38. She's really good at it. And Jukebox is the other friend, and she and Engelbert and Jukebox were going back and forth, trying to beat each other. And it was like 2 nights ago, Engelbert finally beat his time. All right, we open our boxes. All right, we have 1 token of the Celestial Champion. Now, one of the things you do here, the way this event tends to work for a lot of people, is it is a very good way of making a lot of money. So what they'll do is they'll get all of these envelopes. You're limited to the number you can get per day. You can get 8 of each. These ones cost one of these tokens that you get from doing the events. And that gets you a 10 silver discount.
May the Six watch over you.
And then what they'll do is they'll save them all up until the last day of the festival. And then they'll buff themselves with every piece of luck you can get in the game. and they'll open up the envelopes to optimize the amount of money they can make. Pardon me. That sounds like work to me, so that's not what I do. So I only have one of the tokens, but I can also drop 8 gold. Now what you'll get out of it is you're guaranteed to get an item that'll sell for 88 silver and 8 copper. But you can also get some other things that are worth money. You can come out ahead. Right now I'm ahead for the festival because I got one of these, which was like a bonus 8 gold. I have been poor for a lot longer than I have had a lot of money. And I want to make more legendary items. And they don't come cheap. Buying the components can get very expensive. And I just basically haven't been spending any of my in-game gold for maybe 2 years. Except, you know, when putting out the stuff for more legendary. I will buy 8 of these.
How's it going?
So we're going to open up 6 of these, and we'll get like 3 more as a reward for finishing off 3 tasks. If you do the daily 3 tasks, it gives you a reward plus another thing. So we've got daily Lunar New Year, right? We have 2 out of 3 done. I will open 6 envelopes, and that will give me the 3rd one. And what this will give me is another token, which will allow me to buy another one of the better envelopes. But also, it has another function. This is New Year's Fortune. If we go down to festivals, if you complete the New Year's Fortune achievement 5 times, doesn't have to be in a row. So you do 3 things in a day, and you do that 5 times, it gives you a choosy box. And I have 5 of these in the bank. And it is a choosy box for an exotic weapon. So it is a good way of getting yourself exotic weapons as well.
May the 6 watch over you.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
what a pleasant surprise.
5, 6. Is that not 6? It's not 6. It's 5.
Yes,
There we
I
go.
earned this.
So we get another one of those coins.
Everything is relative. This is rather rare.
And that, and we also should have gotten the choosy box. We did, we got the choosy box. So here's the choosy box.
How can I help?
And these are power, precision, ferocity, concentration. I'm not sure exactly who wants that stat combo. I mean, it's not bad for... What? Concentration is buffs, I think, increases your buff strength, so it's decent for damage and buff strength. Most of the stuff you can get in this festival is gear with celestial stats. That means spread out amongst all of the statistics that you can have on your items. So, for instance, whoops, over here, this one. Not that one. This one.
May the 6 watch.
Those are celestial stats. Basically, you take, instead of most weapons, items, gear, it's going to have 3 stats, maybe 4. Here, you get more stat points, but it's spread out evenly. The celestial stats on the left are very good for some specific builds and classes. Very popular amongst some of the more squishy classes, for example. A lot of elementalists builds will use celestial gear because it gives them a little bit of everything, and all of the stats are basically pretty useful for it. It depends.
May the 6 watch.
Most of the time, you're going to want the stats that are really good. So, for instance, on the right, we have what I currently have: power, precision, ferocity. These are called berserker stats. Those are pure offense. That's power, that's crit percentage, and crit damage. In group play, that kind of thing is really strong because you don't have to worry about trying to keep yourself alive. In group play, you're probably going to have a healer keeping everyone alive, and you want to optimize for damage. Solo play, a lot of times, you would like to have them spread out more. Now that's about 570 points total. And here it's theoretically supposed to be more points total. 570, 11.
May the 6
Yeah,
watch
here
over
it's
you.
a little over 600 points. So you have more points, but they're spread out. So it is very much going to be build specific as to what you're looking for. Some builds have very, very specific things they're looking for. A lot of builds, fortunately, I would say every class is going to have a couple of builds that are going to use very inexpensive stats like Berserker stats. It can be difficult to explain. For instance, a lot of people will go to a website like Snowcrows, and they'll look for the build that can do the most damage and be the strongest. Generally, now they've changed some things now, so they actually will put out things like solo builds or low intensity builds. But if you're looking for the top end builds, Snowcrows, those guys are technically extraordinarily competent players. Very, very optimal. And in any group, they're going to have somebody's healing, somebody is giving alacrity, and somebody is giving quickness. That's kind of the holy trinity in Guild Wars 2. Healing, alacrity, and quickness. They don't need to worry about their survivability most of the time, generally speaking, because someone else is taking care of it for them. All they need to do is optimize for damage. Now, if you're a new player and you follow that build guide and you go out in the open world, you might get curb stomped by every single thing and think it's you, but it's not. It's because the build guide you're following is not designed for that kind of play. Everyone would say just go to Snowcrows, and it's hard to understand as a new player. Basic explanation goes a long way for helping. Yeah, you can get absolutely curb stomped. About 6 or 7 years ago, Wooden Potatoes, who's a content creator for the game, did a series of videos that I found incredibly valuable because they explained how the classes worked. It was 10 videos, one sort of an introduction, and then one for one specialization in each class that he had designed for open world, single player, storyline, ease of play. They had sustain, they did good damage, good survivability. Basically a great combo platter for a player like me. And by watching those videos, which were an hour and 20 minutes each, something like that, where he explained why he made the choices he did,
How can I help?
I understood the game so much better. I had my guess is between 400 and 600 hours in the game. And since then I have 4,500 more in the game because I understood the game better.
I'm not sure about this.
So it is common for people to just go running after the Snowcrows builds because everyone says Snowcrows builds. Now they're doing better when it comes to stuff for open world play. Open world play is very different, as is PvP or World v World. That's very different from endgame raiding. It's like an entirely different game. One thing you can also keep your eye open for, especially if you are, let's say, an older gamer, or someone who has a slight disability, or even, if you just want a casual play experience, look for low intensity builds. Last night I was raiding with a bunch of really good players, and on some of the fights I ended up on the top of the damage charts. Because I'm good? No. Because I had a simple, low intensity, straightforward build, and that's Rifle Mechanist. Rifle Mechanist is simple, straightforward, doesn't require, although more keystrokes can give you a bit more damage, a bit more optimization when you need it. But most of the time, it's a one-button build. You hit one to start shooting, and that's all you need to do. And then move to get out of the poop.
Good to meet you.
I'm not sure about this.
So any build should explain the role you're playing. And if you're looking for something for the open world, for solo play, a lot of times just having optimal damage isn't going to do it. Because you can kill things fast, but you're also going to die fast. So one of the advantages here that I was mentioning is the celestial stats. Oh, actually, it's funny. The one-handed dagger has more points than the two-handed staff. Here's a two-hander. That's got 3, 6, 9. That's 900. That is over 1,000 points compared to my gun, or my staff, which has less than 600. 1,000 on the right, 600. See if I can find one that we can use on this build so that we can actually compare. Nope. But you can see that the two-handers have 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 1,017 points of stats. 1,017 compared to the thing on the right, which is 680 or 90. So that's the difference between celestial stats and berserker stats. Focus versus general utility. Now, if you're willing to sacrifice the damage, and in open world, play, a lot of times you're going to have to. Survivability matters in the open world. It doesn't matter anywhere near as much outside of that. Let's see. We are going to open the rest of these. We have another lucky coin.
How's it going?
To buy another lucky envelope. These just have better things in them than the regular envelopes.
How can I help?
You see over here, you can get things more valuable, like this thing's worth almost 9 gold.
How can I help?
And you're guaranteed to get one of these golden horse figurines, which are 88 silver, 88 copper.
What can I do for you?
And last one. And now, I'm going to sell all of my junk. I'm actually going to finish out ahead very slightly. Mostly due to having gotten one of the ornamental golden trophies, I will walk away with more gold than I started, which is normally not the case. Normally, you would lose a very small amount if you're not trying to optimize.
What do you need to know?
I'm rich, you know.
Did I buy that? I accidentally just bought that, which I'm fine with, actually. I'm sure I can find a user for a celestial spear. I didn't intend that, but I'm okay with it. Easiest way to look out for ways to earn gold. There are a lot of people who will tout one thing or another. I would say for me, the best way, the surest way, is the Wizard's Vault. Dailies you can usually get done in 15 or 20 minutes. The weeklies in particular, if you can get to 6 of them in a week, that's a lot of points. That's 6 at 50 is 300 points, and you finish it off, it's another 450. So that means every week you can get 750. Now what you can then spend it on are things like this. 540 will get you 60 mystic coins. Mystic coins, last I looked, were 2.5 gold each. That's 150 gold. Wow, they really suffered a hit. Down to 2 gold. So it's 120 gold. They're down to 2 gold. They were at literally 2 gold 50 last time I checked, maybe a month ago. It may be the festival is adding, something is adding in a bunch. Oh, it might be the new rating thing too. They've added the looking for group for raids now, the new quick play. And that may be cranking more mystic coins into the economy. The bags of gold, each controls 1. That's another 800 points for another 100 gold. So that's 120 gold for 540. This is 800 points for another 100 gold. Laurels can be converted into in-game materials that you can then sell. Those are worth gold. So those are the most obvious ways of making gold. They are relatively painless and have a very good return on the time. The bags of gold help you in purchasing IBS. Yep, I absolutely understand completely.
May the 6 watch over you.
I think they made them a little less gold efficient than they were, but that's fine. I will also note that things you could keep an eye on. The legendaries are a big investment in time and money, generally speaking. However, the ascended weapons, armor, and weapons chests can definitely be worth it. Now, these stats are slightly higher than the stats you get from exotic gear. They also have a socket to hold an infusion. Agony infusions are needed for higher tier fractals. So these also might be good things to look at for when you've decided for sure who your primary end game character is going to be. You can get them kitted out with 6 pieces of armor and 2 weapons in 3 months. The next time there's a refresh, you buy them again. There are some noob traps in here, things you don't want to get. The essences of gold are the most notorious of them. Things like bag slot expansions can be very, very worth it, for sure. If you're looking at eventually making legendaries, mystic clovers can be worth it. They're not cheap. Some things are bound, like mystic clovers, and the ascended gear is bound. But realistically, the best way of making money, I think, that's straightforward, that you don't have to hop through a lot of hoops. Do the weeklies, get the mystic coins, get the gold, and then if you've got more points, look at the ascended stuff, because again, that's bound. You can't sell or buy that. You can make it, but that's expensive too. And the laurels are also a good thing. You can buy for 30, I think you can get, it's 30 or 35, you can get rings and earrings that are ascended. And it's more expensive, I think, for the amulet piece. But again, those can also just be converted into crafting materials, and you can sell the crafting materials. If you're not planning on doing crafting yourself, it's worth it to, for instance, if you're running around, especially in sort of intermediate levels, like the 30 to 60 level range, make sure you've got your gathering gear. You've got mining and lumberjacking and harvesting, and pick those things up, because they sell for a surprising amount of money. A lot of times, the sort of intermediate stuff sells for more money than the end game stuff, because there are a lot of players who play end game, and they get a lot of the end game stuff. So prices for end game materials can be a lot less than some of the intermediate stuff. I think those are my best money-making tips. Beyond that, don't chase the money too hard. Find the type of gameplay you enjoy and see if you can find the best way to make money while you're doing that. I know fractals are very good money makers, especially at the top end, but you need to have ascended gear and agony resistance to get into top end fractals. People will just, they will just do, are you familiar with the event timer? If you're familiar with the event timer or not familiar with the event timer, okay, a lot of people will just event hop. They'll go from event to event to event to event. It's nice in that it mixes things up a bit, right? You're not doing the same thing all the time. So, you know, they'll go to world bosses and they'll run metas. Metas can be very profitable. In particular, the second Heart of Thorns map, Auric Basin, has a meta that is always done because it's very rewarding. So, first thing, do the weeklies if you can. Buy the obvious gold producers there. Find the activities you enjoy and see if you can't find a way to optimally monetize them. And those will vary a lot depending on the things you enjoy. Fractals, like I said, my understanding is basically if you can do endgame fractals, that's like, if not the best moneymaker, just about the best moneymaker. I'm not a huge fan of the fractals. The fractal quick play, I really like. By the way, if you've not done that, look into that. The fractal quick play options will eventually give you your choice of a legendary pair of gloves. And, you know, if you were to choose light, medium, or heavy, every single character you have that uses that weight of armor has access to a pair. So, those kinds of mechanics, I think, is what I would recommend as a way of making reasonable amounts of money while you're hopefully still, you know, doing things you enjoy. I'm going to set off a horse firework. Mind you, what horses are exactly is a question here in Tyria. Doing that with the guild, 250. Oh, okay. Yep. You are well on your way. I believe. Did I put them on? Did I equip them on this character? I think I did. No, I have not. There they are. They're just sitting there, waiting for me. I haven't equipped. I also have 2 pieces of the light gear. I have 3 pieces of legendary, and she's not wearing them. I've let her down. So I'm glad you're doing that. I think the Fractal Quick Play implementation was really well done. But endgame fractals and stuff can get to be a bit of a drag. I can't do the full endgame. I've done some tier 3s. 55% with Map Explorer. Yes, Map Exploration I have done 3 times. I've made 2 weapons, 2 legendary weapons. Well, I have 3 legendary light armor pieces. I have 6 runes. I have 2 sigils. I have the relic. I have the great sword and the sword. So that is my legendary collection so far. I would like to have more. There are a lot of work. Not that work is bad. It just sometimes is a bit too much like work. No, it sounds like you're making really, really good progress. And if you're in a solid guild, then you have an enormous leg up. My guild, well, my primary guild, we were very active when the game started. Over time, a couple of my old guildies will come back from time to time, but mostly it's just me, all alone. Heavy sigh. Yeah, I know, it's not very convincing. That everything? I think, occasionally, I think that's everything. Yeah, if you have questions, though, just pop into basically any of the Guild Wars 2 streamers. Just winging it and you enjoy going through the story. Yeah, I think that's the best way. As long as you're enjoying it. And I think you said you were in Living World Season 4? I mean, the story is good after that.
May the Six watch.
It has some rough spots, but overall it's pretty good. I think End of Dragons is solid, and I think the first parts of the 2 expansions are really good. Oh, beat Living World Season 1, moving to Heart. Heart of Thorns is going to be more difficult. Be aware of that. The masteries in Heart of Thorns can be pretty grindy over time. And as I said, when you get to the second map, Auric Basin, there's a meta there. And if you're looking again at making some gold, running that, every day, not a bad way to make money, as at the end of it, assuming you're successful, and it pretty much always succeeds. It can fail, but I haven't had a failure in Auric Basin in years. You're looking at, I think, 5 like enormous chests and like a dozen large chests, and then like 2 or 3 dozen smaller chests that are just pouring materials into you, and you can turn around and sell anything you're not going to use. So keep in mind, little tougher in the content for sure. Not as tough as it used to be. They had to tone it down a little.
May the Six watch over you.
But I think the story's quite good in Hot too. I enjoyed it. But I am going to call it an evening right here. I want to thank all of you for hanging out. As always, I appreciate it very much. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. More of my nonsense. I'm not sure what I'll be playing. Maybe back in Titan Quest 2. Not positive on that. Sandy Cool Gaming has followed. Well, like it or not, I have a spiel for that. Here it comes. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very much for the follow. Never gets old. So I'm not sure what I'll be playing tomorrow, but it should be me playing it, for better or worse. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. Have a great rest of your evening, or possibly morning. Take care, and ciao for now.